Welcome, Exit Real Estate Agents. This is Wade Micoley. I am so happy to be hosting this webinar today and explaining to you about alternative marketing strategies and how Realty Hive has become a premier partner of Exit to help you sell more properties. But before we get into Realty Hive, a little background about myself. I've been in the real estate industry for 32 years and in banking for about 14 years. And Realty Hive was developed through my association with helping start a bank. And of course, as we all know, in 2008 to 2010, when the market went bad, we devised a marketing platform for community banks that we serviced all over the United States and ended up doing some work with the FDIC. But prior to all of that, I was a top producing agent with a large franchise brand, number 3 in the world. And we closed almost 400 transactions in 1 year. And this was before large teams. We had 2 assistants, 2.5 assistants actually, that helped us. And all of the appointments that were made and produced, I went on all of them personally, listed and sold all those properties. And it was in a town about the size of 100,000 people. So we had to get really creative on coming up with alternative ways to make ourselves really, really stand out and garner that attention. So today, what we're going to talk to you about is how to look at inexpensive, very inexpensive actually, marketing strategies that are a little outside the box. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is, we all want to do more, but doing more, what's important about doing more is doing it more efficiently as you do more. How do you go from 25 transactions to 200 transactions? And what I really found is that it's not by doing more of the same. Each level that you climb while you are growing your business, you have to bring new tools, new technology into your business. But the key to that is not just doing what everyone else is doing. The other thing that I want to tell you today, and I highly suggest, is really write down some actions that you will take from this today. The reason I always say is the reward. The reason to do that is the reward. See, most agents will listen, but they won't take action. You can separate yourself so easily in this industry, almost automatically, by just taking small incremental steps every day. And what we're doing is going to show you some things that are going to be very, very easy to implement in your business to make yourself more productive and financially sound with the expenses that you're spending on your business. So whenever we talk about alternative marketing strategies, the first thing that you have to do is, before you can do things kind of outside the box, so to speak, is you have to understand what is in your marketing box. What is your market? So, some of the most influential people in the world, you think about Steve Jobs and you think about Musk, and you think about all of these famous people that are out there, and listen to them talk and think about what they're doing. And they did not think inside the box. They're always thinking outside the box, doing something that is very different from what other people are doing. But the first thing is you have to know what's in your box. So the way we look at a marketing differential box is this. Eventually, what you want to have is you want to have a marketing box for every segment that you service. High-end listings, investment properties, vacant land box, your normal marketing box in your hot marketplace. All of those boxes eventually will hold different tools and different add-ons for you to be able to go into a seller. As you go in and meet with a seller and say it's a high-end seller, what you're going to do in your mind is take out your marketing differential box for your high-end seller. But the first thing is to find out what's in your box. Define this. Write this down. Look at your franchise. Look at your brokerage. Look at your own unique offerings. In other words, why would someone work with you? Before you can explore alternative marketing, you have to understand what's in your existing offering. And once you have determined what your baseline is, you can develop alternative strategies to your baseline. The next thing that you want to do is, once you have that list, is you want to look to see how hard is it for your competition to duplicate your offering. Look at your items. Is this a unique offering, or is this just standard practice, right? You have to, of course, always provide a standard practice, but what ultimately do you have that's different and unique from everyone else in your marketplace? So as I talked about the multiple boxes, those items will change slightly. In other words, this is the key to this segment. You cannot put every property you list in the same marketing differential box. You have to eventually create all of those unique boxes for that. Some of the products that we're going to show you today, first of all, I want you to know I have nothing financially to do with. These are just really good products that we have used for sometimes years and years and years. And there's always a reason behind it. We try a lot of different products every year. We have a list of products that we bring in, we test, we see if it makes sense. If they do, they stay in the game with us. If they don't, they're out and replaced. So I'm going to tell you a couple things about tracking. So you got your marketing box. Now what you want to do is track everything that's in your marketing box. Today, we will add on more items that you'll be able to have for your marketing box. But your baseline marketing, what you want to do is play the long game. In other words, what's going to be important is that you continually, as you add new items into your marketing box, you look to see, are they effective? Are they working? Does this make sense based on the money I'm spending? And there's two very inexpensive ones here I'm going to tell you about. First one is CallRail, which is a call tracking system. It literally costs, I think, $30 a month, and you get 10 numbers. Now, we have grown to the part where we literally have 100 or 150 numbers that we use. What you do is you, through CallRail, assign a phone number to everything you do in a category. Your signs will have one sign. If you mail something, it'll have another sign. If you have a landing page, you may have a different phone number on that. The reason is it's a very slick, very easy to read dashboard that you can look at, and you can determine whether the calls that are coming in your office are profitable based on what you're spending for those phone calls. It is a great system. It's really inexpensive, and it's very easy to use. The next one is email tracking, and that is a product that we use called MixMax. We really like this product. It's like $10 a month. It's really cheap, and it is very well put together. You're able to track every email that goes out to every person. Is there a response? You can put surveys in there. I mean, it is just, I'm not going to do a class on MixMax, but it is a really great product. You can do some really cool things with attachments. You can do some really cool things with videos. And I think you're going to find it's very easy to use also. But the other thing is, all this stuff is great, but you have to remember and think about your customer experience. What the customer experience is really your personal brand, right? You can have these tracking systems, but you have to provide and look at each item you send out. Is this creating the best customer experience I can? Because that is your brand every single day, what they see and what you present to them. I'll give you something that is a little bit, again, out of the box, but it's very effective. And what we do is we look for, and why, I'll explain why we do this, first of all, because Realty Hive is in virtually every state in the United States, Canada, the Caribbean, and South America. So a lot of these systems we developed are going to work immensely well in your town if we're testing stuff all over the place. So one of the things that we do is when we go into a city, we will look at what the best apps are in that city. So what are the best downloadable apps in that city? And the best way to find out which apps are the most popular in your location, which means, of course, there's going to be a great starting point for some potentially very inexpensive advertising, is check out Google Trends. If you look at Google Trends, they offer a metro market breakdown of search items, helping you find what is the most popular in your area. So you just search app, pick your area. Large cities, there's going to be a lot more than small cities, but what you're able to do is find out what people are interested in by downloading those apps. And that gives you then key insight into know, hey, can I advertise on the state lottery app? Can I advertise on the local college or even high school app? All of those things can be pretty inexpensive and really great ways to get your name out. Again, what I would do is when somebody clicks on that ad on your app, have a different phone number so it's trackable to see if it works. And we'll get into another item that you can use in a second here about when they click on that. This is a product, Box Brownie is a product that we have just begun using about 45 days ago or so. And it is really, really amazing. You can take an average picture just on your iPhone X we use, and you can take that picture and you can send it into Box Brownie, and literally for under $5, they will make that picture look like $1 million. You know, if you look at this picture that's on the screen now, it was a very cloudless day. They gave it a little more life with the clouds and a little more lighting structure, but they can actually take a picture of a house during the day and make it look like it's evening. So you can save a little bit of money. I'm going to say on the really, really high-end listings, you really got to go for it. You really got to spend the quality stuff on the quality pictures. But maybe on the average stuff, you still want to make those pictures look as great as possible. And Box Brownie is a really, really inexpensive way to accomplish that. The next thing, I'm going to talk just for a second about video emails. We use cold video. BombBomb's another great one. Video emails are absolutely, in my estimation, the wave of the future. Being able to be on a video and communicate with a seller is very interactive. It's a little bit, it's just a little bit intimidating at first to be on video all the time. But if you do 2 or 3 of them, you get really accustomed to it, and it's pretty easy to do. But you can do really simple things too, like on the app, when they click and go to a landing page, which I'll talk about in a second, you can have a video on that landing page, and you can welcome people and tell them why it's great to work with you on the listing side or the selling side or whatever angle you're trying to drive at it. That's a differential. See, when you do a video and it's you and you're speaking the way you speak to your customers, see, no one else can duplicate that. That makes you stand out above everyone. Again, a little intimidating at first, but once you do a few, you'll get the hang of it. And I've seen people in my office that were just deathly afraid to do them, and they're really good at it now, including me, actually. So the next thing I want to talk about is custom landing pages, Instapage, lead pages. I'm not quite in favor of how they have this laid out, but we wanted to show you a company that we've used and adapted some things from. Landing pages are really powerful. They're very inexpensive, small upfront cost, and it's forever on your website. But what you want to do with a landing page is you can do anything from have a landing page on a specific property. Now, okay, what's important about that? If you do it on a property, what's important about that is it's not necessarily the property that you're trying to sell at that point. If it sells, that's wonderful, that's great, that's of course what we're all trying to do. But also you have to realize only one person's going to buy it. So what are you going to do with the other, 900 people that looked at that? That is give them some information about why you're great to work with. I would, there is this point where you can cross over the line on that, and there's not really a perfect art or science to that, but you just have to be conscious of, offer them something that's of value to them. What I don't like about what you see on the screen right here is free consultation, right? Anybody can do that. Anyone can do a free consultation. Anyone can do a free CMA. That's the one part that I don't agree with on this. So, shoot a short video about the house, about the neighborhood, about the park down the street, about the beach that it's close to, about the shopping that it's close to. You can have all kinds of really cool things that you can put on there. And instead of, hey, let me give you a free consultation, you could say something like on a button, do you want more marketing on your property like this when you go to sell? Click here to learn more. That's more powerful. Again, by interweaving the video into that, what you just did is made it so it's hard to duplicate you. The next part that I want to talk to you about is our platform, RealtyHive. We have brokers all over the United States, Canada, the Caribbean, and South America that are now using our platform. And what RealtyHive does is it helps give you tools in your toolbox to offer more items to your seller to help them sell that property. Now, what does RealtyHive do? And if you get a chance, please go to realtyhive.com and you're going to see all this. At the end, I'm going to give you a private exit landing page. So you'll be able to also see how we use landing pages in this, which is another great thing. You'll be able to see how we use videos in what we do and get some ideas that you can garner and use off of that. But what RealtyHive does is use time-limited events to bring more willing, engaged prospects to your properties. Yeah, of course, just like an agent, we can't guarantee that everything is going to sell that goes on our platform, but we know that we absolutely can get a higher probability of making that property sell. We like to say what we do is we create the best chance for every property to sell. And I'll tell you how we do that in a second. The RealtyHive platform to date, and this is growing exponentially right now, we've helped agents sell over 1,300 properties on the system, and we do that two ways. We do it based on a lot of marketing that we pay for, not only globally on our site, but also specifically on your property. That's the part that everybody's most interested in, of course, is how do we create more views on your properties. This is typically on a property that maybe has been sitting on the market a little bit longer than you like. Your seller is looking for something more to get more people to look at the property. The second thing is, once we get the eyeballs, it's the methodology of what we do that pulls people in. What the methodology is we provide a platform that puts a price range on a property very much like a soft auction approach. So we create urgency around the property, and today we don't want to go too long, and that's a whole separate that you can sign up for to learn more about exactly how RealtyHive can be applied to a property that you have. But the methodology is to create some urgency, a lot of eyeballs on the property, and get those leads to you as the agent. The best way to look at this is to look at a property, and this property in the middle was a commercial property, and we've done $5,000 lots, and we have a $52 million private island on our site right now, and everything in between. But this property, commercial property, was on the market with agents, multiple agents, for 3 years. So one way to look at how we do and really hit home is look at the previous description. You know, it's a good description. There's nothing wrong with it. It talks about what the building is, and it's a facility, and it's 57% of the building was built in a certain year. It's all great. But now think of it as a buyer. Why do I want that building? Building's been on the market 3 years. They never had an offer. We come in and we place a time-limited event / soft auction on the property, and we say suggested opening offer $395. Here's the information about the building. The property may sell at any time prior to the event. All offers are subject to the seller's approval. Great value, blah blah blah. So what we're doing now is we're making that property stand out in the marketplace. So with this property, as an example, we put it out there. We marketed that property, and we had multiple people interested and got an offer very, very close to full price, which was $675, I believe, and got the property sold. Agent obviously was happy, seller was thrilled, and we helped put that deal together and create more activity by using this platform on top of what the new agent was doing for their marketing. So that's a good way to look at what we do. Our partnership with you does not replace anything you do. We add on to what you do. So we are creating another layer on top of what you do to sell your properties. In other words, your existing marketing differential box has now been expanded to be able to put RealtyHive in that box and use that tool whenever you deem that you think it fits your properties that you're working on. So what most agents do is they'll take listings, and what they do in their existing marketing box works perfectly fine most of the time, and they sell most of the properties. That's great. Where we come in is those ones that are struggling. See, Realty Hive wants to help you make sure that every single property you take on, you have the best chance to get that property sold. So here's a great example. We have some really good brokers that use our product in multiple different ways in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area. And if you look at the top line, it says hot market price range. Every market in the world that we've run into has a hot market segment. In other words, if you get a listing between X and Y, you pretty much know you're going to sell it. But what happens outside that hot price range? You know, the high-end market. These are real numbers from the Scottsdale, Phoenix area as of about 75 days ago when we ran this. The high-end market, there was $3.1 billion of listings that were on the market that had been on the market for 100% longer than the average days on the market. I mean, think about that. 3.1 billion in inventory. There's 1.2 billion in commercial. There was 387 million underneath their hot price range that was lingering on the market. There was 39 million in bank inventory. There were 91 million in for sale by owners, and there was 1.7, which is an amazing number, billion of expired listings in the 30 days prior to us looking at this. So you work in that hot price range, your stuff is all selling, but when you float into some of these other areas, and these other areas are lingering on the market, there's more competition, you need your listing to stand out, that's where Realty Hive comes into play and assists you on those listings to help get them listed and to have the best chance to sell them. The other thing is, and of course, when you get a chance, go on to RealtyHive.com and search around. You're going to see a bunch of properties from all over the world on there. This is a great example of a property that was on our site. You know, very nice property, great pictures, great agent, you know, really knew what they're doing. But this particular one, he just couldn't get sold. So this is what one of our events looks like. You come in, the list price is $899, suggested opening is $795. That's kind of what we call the buyer engagement range. In other words, the buyer, if the buyer's thinking outside that range, we're not interested. If they are thinking in that range, we certainly want to talk to them, see an offer. There's some strategy behind that. The seller gets to always be in control of the final sales price. Those are kind of key points. But to get really deep into what we do behind that, we'd love to set up a meeting and have you talk to one of our business development people, and they will be able to guide you through all of the little nuances of how this can help you. But here's the main point on this. Your listing on Realty Hive always promotes you, the agent. So it's your name, it's your face, it's your phone number, it's your email address. All leads on these property go directly to you. Now, the other beautiful thing about that is you will receive leads that will not purchase that property. All of those leads that come to you are free. We charge no referral fees on any of those leads whatsoever. So a property like this gentleman could get 10, 12 buyers on this property through our site. One may purchase it, the other 11 or so, he can go out and sell them anything he wants, and that lead is free to him. So there's a huge advantage to putting this on the platform just because of the lead generation that we can create. We have, and our goal is to make the exit agents the event experts. The way to think about this is every agent within Exit now has this tool in their back pocket. We are your premier partner to help you use this tool to get more listings, to sell more listings. We help in price reductions and listing extensions. And again, I'll hit those last 2 points in a second, but we provide you a lot of information. There's all kinds of statistics on the Realty Hive dashboard that you'll then have access to on your property. Talks about views, downloads, talks about leads that were sent through our system to you. We have also recorded in the RealtyCast platform, which will be available through the dashboard, over 100 podcasts that are about 3 to 5 minutes long that cover every imaginable subject about auctions, time-limited events, how to use it in a price reduction area, how to use it as a listing tool extension, how to use it as a differentiator at the listing table, how to use it to break into other segments of the market. And we provide scripts and emails and letters also through our program to give you a higher exposure and a higher level of understanding of our product. But most importantly, we want you to be thought of as the market expert in event strategies for your marketplace. The other thing that we do is when we are promoting one of your properties through the Realty Hive brand, it comes with all of this marketing that is included in what we do. So we ran a comparison test, a bunch of them recently, with the national ad competitor, which everyone would know if I said their name. And we ran them side by side, start date, finish date, ran them right next to each other. And these were the performance numbers that we were getting compared to the standard programs that are available. The difference is you have to pay for those standard programs out of your pocket. With our program, it's included and you pay nothing for that. So we got the real key, that is that second number, we got 958% more direct views on our clients' listings, your listings, than the competitor did. Again, there's some really unique things we can do with this, like adding in your other listing prospects into this marketing realm of the property that you put on our site. And you can all of a sudden be marketing to your listing prospects about how you're marketing someone else's product. It is a very powerful, powerful thing to do. Here's how it works. It's really easy to use. It's really inexpensive. First of all, how it works is this. Somebody sends us an MLS link to a property. We communicate with the agent and we do a discussion with the agent about the property, what we're trying to achieve as a group together, us and you. We have a client communication, we call that. And then our team presents to you and your seller. We did one this morning. The property was in Georgia. It was $450,000. We presented to the agent first, then we presented to the seller. It takes about 15 minutes. Seller signed up immediately. We have over an 85% adoption rate of sellers when we present the program to them. They absolutely want to sign on and do this. Once the seller agrees, it's a real simple marketing agreement we send that everyone signs, and your property is live on our site, and we start the marketing within 48 to 72 hours. So what does it cost? It costs absolutely nothing up front. What we do is free. We are just like you. We only get paid if it sells. The cost to the seller is 1% at closing. And sometimes that is negotiated between the seller and the agent, but we always strive, and 85% of the time, the seller, when we show them the seller presentation, they agree and are willing to pay the extra fee to get the additional marketing. So if you think about that in a sense, what's happening is the seller is paying us a fee to market their property to send you the leads. The cost to the agent is nothing, zero. All the marketing directed to you with your name, face, phone number, email. And we only get paid an additional 1%, total of 2%, is if we send you the buyer directly and you double in the deal. So it's our normal fee is 2%. We've worked with Exit to bring that down, so it's only 1% to the seller. And instead of an automatic 2%, we only get the second 1% if you get to double in your own deal. And you pay us, in a sense, I guess the way to look at that is out of the co-broke. We have many, many more things that I can show you, but the one thing that I do want to show you real quick in this is what the landing page looks like. And what we have is we set up a dedicated landing page to Exit as our premier partner, and explains how you introduce this to the seller. It's really easy. Here's what you say. You can click on this and see, here's what my listing would look like if it was on Realty Hive. We have some recordings down here. These are actually small videos that you can look at that gives you ideas on how to grow your business. It's called Fast Track, Realty Hive Fast Track. And you can go through those and you can see different ways to use this for a listing extension tool, how to use this as a price reduction option, how to expand and grow your business by using this as a tool and becoming the local expert in event marketing. And then, of course, there's easy ways for you to contact us on here. If you have a property in mind, you can tell us about the property and just send it to us. This is a video done by yours truly that we have you send out to a seller before we meet with them, and explains how the process works. It's just about 4 minutes. And we have great testimonials from people literally all over the world that have used our product and had success with it. So we are so thankful that we had the time to present this to you today and record this. We're going to post this also in the landing page, so you'll be able to come back and reflect on it at any time. And we really do look forward to having a deeper relation with Exit and all of you, getting to meet you. We are going to be at your national convention and hope to see you stop by our booth and talk to us. And thank you so much for today, and we look forward to talking to you soon.